to the bread kitchen. In a previous video I showed you how to make a basic cornbread, and today I'm going to use that recipe to make myself a delicious cheese and green onion cornbread. Now before starting you need to preheat your oven to 200 degrees fan oven or 220 normal oven, and get yourself an 8-inch cake tin, round or square, doesn't matter, and grease it liberally with butter. So for the ingredients, I've got 140 grams of yellow cornmeal, 125 grams of plain or all-purpose flour, 240 grams of buttermilk, or you can use a 50-50 mixture of plain milk and plain yogurt, 115 grams of butter, 6 green onions that I've sliced, 50 grams of grated cheese. You're going to want to use something like a jack cheese or a mature cheddar for this, a couple of eggs, and in this tray I've got a tablespoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Break the eggs into a bowl and beat them lightly. Then add the buttermilk and just give that a quick mix. Then melt the butter and add that in as well. And whisk. Now into a separate bowl add all the remaining ingredients, which should be dry ingredients. And mix them all together well. Now we're going to have to work quite quickly for this next bit, because I'm going to mix the wet and dry ingredients. So I'll make a well in the centre. Add in the wet mixture. Mix it all together quickly. I like to use a whisk for this. Doesn't matter if the batter's lumpy, but everything needs to be well mixed and you don't really want any dry spots. That looks pretty good, and we'll pop it into the cake tin. Spread it evenly and quickly around the tin. Now we're going to pop this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's golden brown on the top. When it comes out of the oven it should be this nice brown colour. To make sure it's cooked, just push a skewer into the centre. If it comes out clean, it's cooked. If not, pop it back in the oven for a few more minutes. And while it's still warm, sprinkle on a little more grated cheese. Now leave it to cool for about 10 or 15 minutes before removing it from the tin. See how the heat from the bread has partly melted the cheese? Now I can lift it out of the cake tin. And then we'll leave it to cool a little before serving. Cut into wedges and serve slightly warm. Cornbread will keep for several days in an airtight bag, and I find it goes great with soup. I hope you enjoy making your cheese and green onion cornbread, and join me next time in the bread kitchen.